I worked in a small office with about 10 people, so when someone stole food from the communal fridge, it didn't take long for people to notice. The worst offender was the owner's son, who was about 20 at the time. The owner himself was known to borrow food occasionally, though he'd usually, but not always, pay you back. His son, not only did he never repay anyone, but he was also an absolute jerk about it. Everyone was fed up. The guy had a habit of stealing my dairy products, so one day I brought some blue food coloring from home. My wife used it for baking treats for our kids, and I thought, why not make my yogurt less appealing? I added a few drops, figuring that would be enough to deter him. Then I forgot about it, until one of my coworkers stormed in, furious. Apparently the owner's son had eaten almost all of her cottage cheese, leaving her with barely enough for herself. She was livid. I asked if she'd be willing to sacrifice what was left, and after a moment, she agreed. I added a few drops of the blue coloring to her container, making the remaining cottage cheese look dramatically off. Then I went over to the culprit. Dude, were you eating this? It's gone bad. How did you not notice? I barely finished my sentence before he turned green and violently threw up all over his desk and himself, right there in front of everyone. The blue spots in the leftover cottage cheese were convincing, and the whole scene was both disgusting and deeply satisfying. He never stole food again, and the office fridge finally stayed safe.